Damn, Ingenious made the beat? Also, because I want to talk to those individuals that are on the journey, that are doing it on the journey and trying to stay consistent, and how to keep them consistent. I want to take you to something that I have been using personally, that is literally something I've like. This is probably one of the best Bible quotes for me right now in the stage of my life. And it is from Galatians 5:16. And it says, um, this I say then, walk in the spirit, yet shall not be fulfilled with lusts of the flesh. So essentially meaning, when you walk in the spirit, when you walk in the walk that you're supposed to be walking, when you're walking with God, right? You're still going to have lusts out there. It doesn't say that you're going to go to it. It says literally I think it's just in the King James version. It says you won't fulfill that lust. So whatever that lust may be, money, women, your career, whatever that lust may be, it tells you again, if you're able to walk in the spirit, if you're able to put him first, if you're able to fix that vertical line like Coach Luna was just talking about, you're not going to want to fulfill those earthly pleasures.
Mm-hmm.
So
So
easy to know.
You got to fill your time with fruitful things.
Yeah.
You got to
I'm so glad you said something about fruit, bro.
substitute your Friday night. You know that you need to get, man, I need to stop going out so much, man. I need to stop partying. Okay, substitute it. You know, I heard one thing that somebody said before: go work out at night.
There you go.
You have that's 4 hours that you about to go spend in that club, bro.
That takes all that away right now.
That takes it all away immediately. There's plenty of 24-hour gyms.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that's one solution. Again, we put band-aids in little places, but you gotta start somewhere.
So I want to go back to what you just said a few minutes ago, Coach. You said something about fruit, right?
Yes, sir.
How do we produce fruit?
You got to plant it. The roots got to go deep, and you got to feed the water and good soil.
So
that's what it is. It's water and good soil.
There it is. There it is. Jesus' first sermon that he preached about having a handful of seeds, right? And he threw those handful of seeds out, and they went everywhere, right?
Yeah.
Set of seeds went on rocky ground. Set of seeds bounced off the pavement. Several seeds went into a thorn bush. Several seeds went into into fertile soil, right?
Mm-hmm.
So all of this, we all get the seed, which is again in the word of God. We all can receive it. It's how we receive it. How fertile is your soil right now and able to be and receive it? Are you that hardened where you hear a podcast like this, or you hear somebody speaking about God, or somebody comes to you and says, "Oh, you know what? God had you on my heart today. I wanted to talk to you about this," or whatever the case may be. Are you that hardened to hear those words and all of a sudden you turn jet the other way?
See, and God uses the word real simple: callous, calloused heart, calloused heart. And the beauty of this, Coach, and I mean, like, bro, it is evident. You can listen to our podcast from when we first started recording in August and September of last year to where we are now.
Mm-hmm.
This is not something that we just started shifting and going towards. It gradually
This is the direction that we were gonna go
this
anyway.
was the direction that we were gonna. It was going to have to.
It was
go
going
this
to go this way. We
And it
had to
was by-
slow play it by design.
It was by his work that he said, "Hey, y'all got it. We got it. Y'all follow me. I'm gonna show y'all where y'all need to go,
Mhm.
and only go this way." You
And
know,
I'm glad you said that.
But because I'm even just speaking for myself as an example too. When I kept talking about ye hypocrite, man, I'm looking at, man, I can't, I shouldn't be doing, I shouldn't be drinking now, I shouldn't be going out, I shouldn't be doing. Here's my dichotomy of who I'm supposed to be. How does this fit in that umbrella? How is this making me any better, bro? How is this fruitful? How is this fruitful? How is this going to be fruitful for me as a husband? How is this going to be fruitful for me as a servant? How is this going to be fruitful for me? Because all these hats that I'm wearing before everything else, I'm the servant first, husband second. What am I doing that's fruitful for those two? Eesh, man, when I got to look at that and I got to see where I'm at, I got to keep it real, man. Like, hey, but coach, that's the part. I recognize it. And I could not sit there and keep looking at myself and say, I'm okay with being ye hypocrite. I'm not okay with that. It ain't something. The him in me did not want me to continue to be that. The him that I finally let go ahead and shine in me said, hey, man, I'm way greater than this. I'm going to show you how great I am. Just let me work in you.
Yep.
Just do what I'm asking you to do. Don't take me over there. Don't put me over there.
Yep. How much respect you got for yourself? How much respect you got for me?
Just if you go this way, watch where I take you. Watch what I show you. Man, it's so beautiful, bro.
Timing is the design is it's just wild to think about God's plans because man, so one thing I shared with y'all, right? It was 1 John 3:9-10. No one born of God makes a practice of sinning, for God's seed abides in him, and he cannot keep on sinning. That's what you're talking about. All right, because he has been born of God. This is evident who are the children of God and who are the children of the devil. Who does not make a practice of righteousness is not of God. So I think back to when I talk about like this conviction and tucking away and hiding, because I feel every bit of what Luna talking about with the hypocrite thing. And it's like I've been all the way in the church actively, at the church house, the building. And I reflected recently on this and I was like, what shifted? What happened? What did the break happen? Right. And then I think back to where my heart was and where it is today. I would say today, a lot more recent, the hunger for the word is by far greater than I've ever experienced.
1,000,000%, coach.
And I was at the previous time, it's like I wanted it, but I was force feeding myself. When I think back on it, I was like, God knew I wasn't all the way there. My heart wasn't all the way right.
He gave you what you were supposed to have for that moment so that you can get to this moment.
To get to this moment. And what I say about the CE for character development, it ain't continued education, it's continued experience.
Bro, you got your associate's degree. That's what you got. You got your associate's degree.
Yeah, that high school diploma, brother.
Right, you probably right. You got your grade school diploma at the time, right?
The crazy thing is like it's crazy because we talked about this in text and I forgot specifically what you said, Lon, and I was just like that's necessary evil. And when you text what you text to make me think about necessary evil, I was just like, you like hit something that was already sitting on me.
Yep.
And everything has been like, yeah, I tell y'all, I'm no less than 3 plans at a time right now. Like falling asleep with it, playing it, period, any free time. My grades done, kids out my classroom, I'm right there.
Facts.
Lunchtime, I'm right there.
I'm over here reading. I can show y'all, bro. It's about this thick. I bought the 56 books of the Apocrypha. The Bible, the books of the Bible
extra
that
books
took out.
Mm-hmm.
The ones that are in the Ethiopian Bible.
Yeah,
that's gonna be another conversation for another day.
Yeah, we got to go another segment on that joint
for sure.
But,
For sure.
but like today, I want to say as an encouragement, but as far as like all your vices and your habits with that defines your character right now, is more so where your heart is, and you see repeatedly guard your heart. You repeatedly say your heart can deceive you.
That's in the word.
Which is why you're supposed to seek God first in bottom, and He will fix your heart. That's why He say, "Come as you are." And I remember I watched this segment talk about false prophets, and I remember that being misused in churches all the time growing up. Come as you are. They talk about attire. They talk about, how you look coming up the street. Like, no, that's not what we're talking about. You're not supposed to be fixed before you come to God. God gonna do that.
Right.
He gonna do that. But you gotta seek Him. And that's the biggest difference, is like you have to a lot of people get to a breaking point, but you can't get to a broken point and just fall to that. You have to get back up and seek Him to get through that breaking point. Because some people get to a breaking point and blame Him. And not look in the mirror and accept what they see in the mirror and realize that I need you right now to come in and help me heal. I need to be fed.
I think those individuals, though, Coach, are at a different point. I don't think they're at a breaking point. I think they're at a broken point.
Yeah.
Because it's already done for them at that point. That's why that's the reason why they're reaching right now.
Exactly. And the order has to be God first.
Absolutely.
And that, I'm telling you, when you can get to the point where you have to eat it, you got to eat all your mess and let it go. You got to eat all your BS and let it go.
Because that's the digestive system.
Yeah, that's exactly the bar I'm going for. Pun intended.
That's the digestive system. I eat the crap and I crap it.
You gotta eat it. I'm talking about that, and that's what diving into the word gonna do for when you really go in there. You're gonna see yourself more than you ever have.
Man,
because I said this in the previous pod. He has called out all the crap you gonna be on or have been on to a T. It was written before you got here. It was repeated before you got here.
Nothing new was under the sun.
Nothing new under the sun. And everybody reborn and fixing themselves. He's telling you who you are in Him. He's telling you who you can be in Him if you just let go. And so if you dive in, just eat it, soak it up, that conviction and that all that pain, you gotta let it do what it do. You gotta let it do what it do. That's the only way, because otherwise you're gonna be stuck. And that's the biggest difference between a period I'm talking about before and now. I never let go to the point that I've let go in today's time, to where it's like I'm just going to bed day and night. I'm literally meditating on His word day and night. You know what I'm saying? And I'm looking for more. And anything else that happens it gets easier for me to deal with, because it's like, I know what this is.
Bro, man, it's funny.
Already told me.
It's funny that you say that, bro, because now I'm even catching myself repeating things. Be slow to anger. Be slow to anger.
That's been one.
Man,
That's
that's
been
one
hidden.
that catches me every time, especially working with kids
Yes.
in middle school. Be slow to anger.
But it's funny when you said you prayed about patience and you got in middle school. So middle school was actually patience has been there for me, but what I needed to tackle was put me back in position to realign myself with my purpose.
Mm.
And that's what middle school has shown me. And
You
today
know,
I had some kids just say goodbye, coach, and they wave at me and I just sit back at my desk and I'm just like, I see it all.
yeah. You
Like
know, it's that you say that, Coach. I appreciate you sharing that, man, because you know, in 2010, I may be a little winded here, Coach, but I need to say it. In 2010, bro, my when I ran into my good friend Shad, who happened to be a person that married my wife and I, my officiant. Okay, there it is. I'm not gonna mess it up this time.
There you go. Took 9 pots.
He never gave up on showing me the goodness of God and just continually like just checking in here and there and just pouring in like, word of God, bro. As the years progressed, I was staying in my word, bro, as much as I could from 2010 to 2014, right? And I was praying for my wife. I'm praying for these things. And this is where all of us have went before. And we've all been guilty of this. I received those things. And I said, appreciate you. I'm out. You know what I'm saying? Like I got what I wanted.
Check the box.
I checked the box. And I checked that box and felt like as long as I pray every night, as long as I try to go to church on Sundays because he knows my heart, as long as I just do the lukewarm, bare minimum, I'm going to be okay. I'll be fine. I pray for my friends. I pray for their safety. I pray for my loved ones. I pray for everybody. I pray for prosperity. I pray for all these things. I pray for protection. I pray for all these things. As long as I do those things, we're good. It wasn't until, bro, like I told y'all, in Puerto Rico, that was one thing. And then it was losing my friends. Just continuous, bro. I can't tell you the amount of funerals I've been to, right? The amount of programs that I drive with in my car. And people say it's the weirdest thing. To me, it's not, because it's always serves me as a reminder. And like I said, bro, like he's just consistently I just hear stuff in my head, bro. Like my ears have constantly been ringing for the past year. And it's just like a ring. And it's funny that I'm mentioning this because I watched the Netflix thing about the story of Moses or whatever it was.
Mm-hmm.
And in the story of Moses, in there, I hope I run across it when I read Exodus. Supposedly his ear was ringing all the time. And that's when God was trying to teach him and tell him something. So what do I do? I start Googling, why are my ears ringing? Of course, like WebMD, like you mentioned before, it has all these other things, right? Some tinnitus or whatever the case may be, right? But I run across like the second or third result, and it says a spiritual meaning behind it. And depending on which ear, it's supposedly meaning like some type of divine aid. And what I've been catching now more than before is the moment when I get these ear ringings. Some of the times it's when I'm in the situation where I'm about to be hasty, angry, or any of those things. I get that, and that's just like, Hey, check yourself. I'm saying all that to say all the things that, all the pitfalls that I had went through. I had to break down and cry, bro. For real. I had to feel that conviction. I had to, man, the amount of arguments my wife and I had to go through, the amount of projection that I put on her because of I didn't want to tackle myself because I had to stop liking what I like because it wasn't serving, it wasn't fruitful. You telling me I got to stop this so I can be a better husband? What were my vows? What were the things that you promised to be? How can I be a protector if I can't even protect myself?
Gotta fix the house.
How can I be a protector if I don't even look like a shield? How can I bear fruit when I'm the thorn? How can we bear fruit if I'm the thorn? If I'm the thorn in the vineyard? How can we be any of these things that we want to be as a couple if I'm not holding and pulling my weight? How can we be anything if our vertical alignment ain't right?
Yep.
Ooh, coach, when that hit me and some of the things that she told me, I knew it was straight from him. Like, babe, keep it real. Some of these people that you hang around and spending time with, let's talk about reciprocation. Ooh, when she threw that one in my face.
That was funny
When
because
she
that's
said,
what your
babe,
wife is supposed to be doing.
She said, babe, just keep it real. Let's keep it a buck. Reciprocation. Talk about the word. Just look around. You do all these things.
Who reciprocates?
And of course, you're not supposed to just for the reason to get back. But is anybody gonna pour into this cup? Yeah, the unveiling and mask, man. When you want to choose to listen, again, is when I hear this person, is this a knife or a life? Is this making me better or is this making me worse? If you literally only look at the lens from A and B, not a multiple choice, A and B, always look at it, good or bad. Only look at it that way. Is it making me better or is it making me worse? Make the decision off of that. As you continue to grow, to understand that this is a good thing that's trying to come, know that that's him trying to intervene to get you to get closer. He's right there, just like that Da Vinci picture. Finger completely outreached, but man, we're like this.
Exactly. He's not really wanting to touch, right?
He's fully like, boom, but we're like right here. Bro, it's literally all you have to do.
Coach, you also have to mention as well in that painting, he's reaching back for us. He's consistently reaching back for and extending reaching back for us. Meanwhile, we're sitting comfortably bent.
Man, such a powerful picture, bro.
Absolutely.
But nobody wants to talk about that. That's why, man, that's why those men are remembered in time.
Absolutely.
Because they understood the importance of their relationship and their spiritual.
They learned how to create. Again, you read the Bible, you just finished Genesis a little while ago. And you just started Genesis again.
Man,
the very first sentence is what? What's the first sentence, Coach?
Oh, I'm not gonna lie to you.
You know the first sentence. In the beginning, God
created. God created the heavens, the earth, everything.
So the very first thing he said is what? We know him as what from the very first sentence? A creator.
Yeah.
So our job, and we're made in his likeness, right? In his image, right? Our job is to create. Our job is to create. Our job is to create. But the cool part is that you can't create anything without putting what in? Work.
Yeah, and Coach, just to go dive a little bit further into that creatiness, I talked to y'all about what happened in Job 38, 39, and Job 40. when he went ahead and pulled up, God, like when after Job and went through everything that he went through, right? And he started questioning, like, man, why me? I do all this. I'm a good God. God don't play favorites. So when he went ahead and pulled up on Job and told Job, hey, let me tell you who I am, and literally broke down the creation part. So you talked about Genesis 1, and he broke down how the earth is, why this, why this, why the wind blows the way it is, where the wind comes from, why the earth is the way it is, why the oceans will not pass a certain barrier, why there's a consistent fixture of everything, right? He literally breaks it down to a T. Basically, it was like, hey,
you'll ever know.
Hey, young man. Exactly. Wisdom that man could not know.
Couldn't understand, couldn't comprehend.
You cannot comprehend. And it goes back to something that I told y'all earlier, that this I do not know the girl's name, but I did see her reel on Instagram, but she basically said, she was being sarcastic with like a lot of the people's rebuttals about what they say is wrong with the Bible. Like, how can the Bible be a man-made book if it tells me everything that it basically is making me want to do things that I don't want to do as a man? How is this a man-inspired book and a man-only book if it's telling me everything that I like? I love doing these worldly things, but this thing's telling me not to. How does that even make sense? Because this is divine oriented. This is divinely inspired. This comes from another realm of understanding that we can't wrap our head around. And that's why, Coach Wise, like you said, it's always a consistent hunger, because we're inquiring minds like, hold on. So the bread in Genesis and the washing of the feet when Joseph got sold by his brothers in Egypt, and he washed their feet when they came and had dinner. Hold on, that sounds very familiar. Hold on, let me read a little bit more. Man, bro, when I get to reading and just piecing I'm like, bro, this is beautiful. Now, I'm not what I need to start doing, and this is the reason why, and I love the fact that you did that, Steve, asking me that I need to start journaling. Because right now I'm processing and hearing, but when I get to writing, it's gonna take it to a whole nother.
You retain it at
that point. Take it to a whole nother level.
That's why I said, I told you, bro, before we start a pod, I take that first hour and a half before we start, and I start writing, like start putting pen to paper, or start researching, start trying to figure out and get ingrained, get really immersed in myself into the topic. Obviously, we do that all week long, but now this is all of the note stuff that I want to make sure that we tackle and cover. So we definitely are going to have a part 2, probably part 3, a part 4 probably on this particular topic, because when we talk about character development, again, this is so deep. There's so many different areas that we can go into with this. But before we completely close out, I want to kind of leave everybody with this. And to the story that I made, that I had earlier, I hope that individuals listening to this, we all know who we are. You know who you really are. You know the people that are around you. The reason why we pretend, and we pretend like we don't know, is because we're still enthralled, or still infatuated with the person that they used to be, or the person that you still want to be. Those things we got to start letting go. When we start letting those things go, we start pulling that anchor back up, because that's what it is. We've anchored ourselves to these things. When we start pulling that anchor back up and start exploring, look at Coach Luna. I'm gonna use you as the example right now. When you start exploring, like really truly start exploring the Bible, that just opens your eyes up to a multitude of different other things right now. And the cool part is not only did it open up your eyes, it made you open up other people's eyes to their own inequities. They're like, these are own things that I need to fix, that These are my issues, my concerns, my deep rooted, inhibitions, right? That these are the things that I need to fix. Again, because iron sharpens iron. You know, when you're being talked to. You know when those words are cutting deep. You know it's about you. You know that. When you know that, again, there's something about being consistent. I want to go back to something that Coach Lloyd said a little bit ago about I'm playing the part. Like I'm going to church, I'm doing these things, so on and so forth. Like I'm checking off the box, right? Same thing what you said, Luna, right? We checking off the box. I'm going to church, I'm reading the Bible, I'm doing this. You know my heart, God. Just, give me the pass and just move me right through. That's all well and good for those individuals that just made it to the starting line. I'm happy, I'm proud that you made it to the starting line, because it's a whole bunch of people behind you that ain't even started the race yet. They ain't even put on their shoes yet to get to the starting line to start running the race. At least you start running the race, right? At least you're here. You made the concerted effort to be right here. Now keep going. That's the part. That's the part that we all consistently miss. And I don't care if it's Luna, if it's Wash, if it's me, or anybody that's listening to this podcast, or anybody in this world for that matter. We all miss the boat with the continuous push for whatever the reason is. Just keep going. It's great to be at the starting line. It's fantastic. I'm glad you're here. You've arrived. Now keep going. So I want to kind of leave everybody with that, yeah, you're doing the thing, right? I'm working out, I'm going to church, I'm doing this, I'm doing it. Yeah, you're doing the thing. But there's more. There's another level to that. Just like in anything that we talk about, when we talk about football, when we talk about sports, we talk about coaching kids, there's another level to that, right? We're not talking to a kid in grade school and talking to him the same way that we talk to a kid in college, right? If we're coaching them on the football field, I'm not having the same kind of conversations. Technique wise and everything else may be the same, some semblance. There may be some foundational pieces that we talk about that is the same, but the layers are a little bit deeper. As a kid, I can tell my son those 5 things that Luna said, that this is what it needs to be. You need to be as a man. And my kid may hear this and say, all right, love. I just need to love people. But what does that mean? We all understand love, but we understand that love is also a deep rooted thing. There's many different levels of that. So what does that mean? So again, I want to kind of leave everybody with that. Just not just being at the starting line, not just getting this started, which is great, but go through the rest of the process. Go through the rest of it. Because again, you find a lot more fruit after the work is being done. You don't get the fruit first and then try to put the work in. That's not how God works.
Coach,
the work got to be there first.
I want to add a little bit to what you're saying, on top of closing out a little bit. I want us as men, in your relationship, whatever the case may be, whether it's work, whatever the case may be, wherever you find your pitfall of your pride taking over, accept the blame from here on out.
Mm-hmm.
Take the blame. That's my fault. I'm gonna fix that.
Be accountable.
My fault. I'm gonna fix that. You'll be amazed the results that come after, because what ends up happening is now you start breaking down that callus of the art of blaming and shifting and always reflecting and deflecting and throwing everybody else as the blame. It'll soften you up. And as you soften up, that's when you unknowingly he's already starting to get to work exactly where he needs to work. And the way he works way faster than a self-help book, way faster than what I think is going to work. Oh man, it works instantly. And the things I told my partners this, bro, and I meant this wholeheartedly, bro. Everything that is currently happening in my life, I prayed for. And I prayed for intently. And everything that I wrote on my goals list that I wrote in January, check the box already. Every single one. It's amazing. And all it, and I don't want to make it seem so simple because it requires so much self-work to break that callus. But have the discipline to let him lead exactly how he wants to lead. Let him take you down the path, exactly the path that he wants to. You're going to have to go ahead and I got to stop doing this. I got to stop doing that. Because that ends up, this just came to my head. It's like fog lights.
Mm-hmm.
We are the fog. Everything that we decide to do is the fog. Perfect GPS, perfect lighting, everything. It's there. But we make it a lot more hard. We make that destination a lot harder with our own crap.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Like Coach said, eat it. Okay, eat it, get it out. Eat it, get it out. And the biggest thing that we have to understand is you're going to fall. You're not perfect. If you were perfect, there would not have been the reason for Jesus. Like there wouldn't be no reason for him, right? We are not going to be perfect. So the whole meaning of he knows my heart, he knows your intent. You know what I'm saying? He knows your intent. And your intent comes off action. That's the biggest lesson my marriage has taught me so far. And my wife had been consistently telling me that, babe, whatever you just telling me is words. I need to see it. And that started processing in my head more when I read that as well in the word. Not with just in my marriage, but how we're supposed to be with him. My actions, the way I speak, my character, the ever developing character.
Yep.
I'm not a working dog. I'm telling you, if we would have figured this all out by now, I guarantee we would have a whole different culture. It is written that we're supposed to have these people over here and these people over here. But only his children receive this. So it's on us as his children to go down his way and follow his path. It's such a deep-rooted conversation, bro. This conversation could literally go for centuries, as it has been.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Because it's supposed to. Because the longer you are on this earth, the more your character should have developed.
A lie cannot survive this long.
No. No.
A lie cannot survive thousands of years.
Absolutely. Coach Wash, you ready to close this out, sir?
Well, once again,
you got a lot to follow, right?
Got another order to this. Well, I was just doing some reflecting as I was listening to y'all closing statements here, and more so Luna talking about what he prayed for. I started to think back, what have I consistently prayed for? Now, Coach Wash, it's about 4 decades in the game. I'm gonna go ahead and say that we're gonna eat that. Yeah. But a prayer I always used to pray consistently. I never really prayed for like prosperity and things like that. even in my youth, I didn't pray for things. I consistently prayed for wisdom, the wisdom of Solomon. And that's something I always circle back around to. Like, even if I got away, went astray, I always came back around to wisdom. And it's crazy when we talk about what is presented to you in response to these prayers. You got to go through some things. God gonna set you up with the test of all tests. And it just really dawned on me. I'm like, God knows your heart. And I start thinking back and I'm just like, I remember where the break happened. And I was like, I had like this high moral compass. And there was this point where I was just always feeding into people, feeding into people, feeding into people. And we talked about reciprocity just shortly ago. And I never fed to get anything back, but it caught up to me. I was like, yo, I'm doing a whole lot.
I'm not seeing no ROI right now.
I'm doing a whole lot. But who checking on me? Who checking on me? And there was a break. There was a breaking point in there. There was a breaking point in there, and I went astray, and prayer slowed down. Got away from reading. I mean, it was still happening here and there, but I wasn't getting what I thought I should be getting in response to my prayers. I didn't know what I was looking for. There was a lot of ignorance there, which resulted in me being foolish at times. And it just dawned on me like that whole segment was what I prayed for. I went through the test that whole time
Gave
to
you
get the
exactly what you asked
wisdom I
for.
have now. And I know today, right now, certain things that I would not have seen had I not went through it. I may have read about it, and just God knowing me and who I am, reading wasn't going to be enough for me to like fully grasp the gravity of what I needed to know and learn. I had to be there. And I say all that to say, circle back around and steadfast. Be rooted and don't be uprooted by the things happening around you. Because when you're rooted in God, there's no storm that'll come through and remove you.
None. I don't care if it's Milton, Helena, Burrow.
Because that's all him to begin with. That came for you. And you'll start to notice that I've been getting way more checks lately. So I messaged the brothers here a couple weeks ago. I had this crazy pain pop up in my foot out of nowhere. And if y'all been hanging on with us for a long time, car accident many years ago, left leg, 9 surgeries, I almost lost a leg. And, you know, God bless, I was able to be a college athlete. And, you know, a lot of people wonder how I moved. They look at the leg and be like, what's that? But I can't give it up to nobody else than God, because really I should have died. Aside from the leg, I should have died. I should have been dead. And that's when you really start to realize your purpose. When you look back and see the things you survive and see why you are here, it was like, there's no way. There's no way I should be right here. environments I grew up in, things I ran into, like statistically, even before the accident, I shouldn't be here. And I had this pain pop up in my foot out of nowhere a couple weeks ago. And I was just like, man, I'm going through my day, pain get worse. It's on the foot of the leg that was hurt many years ago. And I'm like, it got to the point where I could barely put weight on it. I was out and about and I went into a hard limp. Like I struggling. I got home, man, Tylenol, I drank some gel. I'm like, yeah, I'm going to bed, elevated my foot. I just went into prayer. I went deep. I don't know what this is, God. I pray for your healing right now. And if it's something I don't realize or I'm missing, please help me see it. Clear my vision. Wake up the next morning, slowly scoot to the edge of the bed, put the foot down, slowly stand up. I'm like, are we good?
Good.
100%.
Yes, sir.
And in the dream I had, it revealed it was like, remember what I did for you. That foot has hella nerve damage in it. I've rolled that ankle so many times playing football and couldn't feel it. Like I was playing on something that normally would take you out of the game. And I would not have any problem. That leg ended up being stronger and less injury prone than a leg that never had an injury. And it was the first time I had any serious pain in that foot. The accident happened 28 years ago, November 3rd, 1996. Never had no crazy pain. And it just dawned, it's like, remember what I did for you. You were here for a reason. And it was kind of like, you can't go nowhere now. I'm not gonna let you run.
Once you know, you know.
When you know, you know. And that hunger just gets stronger. And it gets easier to say no to sin. It gets easier to change your habits the more you dive in. Keep eating it.
Yep.
Keep eating your crap and letting it go.
It gets easier the more there you go. It gets easier the more that you respect your father.
And you truly put him first. I say the greatest thing you have to let go is the world. And that's the hardest thing for so many people. And when I say the world, I ain't talking about your devices as far as your media and all of that. It's gonna be in your circle.
It's gonna require a little bit of that though to get you.
That's gonna be required for sure. But I'm saying as far as what you can reach, touch, and feel, aside from looking at on your device and connecting with the rest of the world, it's gonna be some people in your circle. You got your inner self and you got people feeding into you that really don't need to be there.
Absolutely.
I definitely agree with that.
Absolutely. Gotta cut the squares out the circle.
Hey, can't fit.
It's what it is. You gotta answer that at the end of the day. I gotta answer everything, bro. Man, we're gonna have to bring this back for sure.
We are definitely gonna bring this back. We definitely have to.
I can't continue to be a man that I'm supposed to be, and I introduce you to the same pitfalls that gave me my pitfalls.
Right.
I can't continue to let or even invite that to be a choice if I have control. That's part of 100%. My requirement as well.
I've changed my algorithm simply by, over time, I don't even give the screen a second of anything outside of what I want to be fed now. Literally, if I scroll through my Instagram, I'm going to repeatedly see something scripture-based. I'm going to see a pastor. I'm going to see motivation.
All the time.
The most part.
Stuck in your YouTube also. Go through your
It
YouTube.
is.
It's the
Fact. On
same thing in your
YouTube.
YouTube. It's the same
Yeah,
thing.
the same cycle. I teach a principles of information technology class. I was just talking about algorithms to my students. I was like, Coach, I keep seeing this. So I was like, you keep looking at it.
Stop looking at it.
Stop looking at it.
Go away, bro.
Be right back.
Yep.
So, but I am gonna give y'all the hook real quick, which I share with y'all, blow for blow. It's actually something I'm working on. It's a playoff song with J. Cole, another great feature from him. But I had to give it up to God though when I said it. So
There.
it's just the hook because the joint's still in the works. It's a blow for blow, I flow with God. Came to the scene and healed all my scars. Attacks from the left exposed all the frauds. Me and Rock the Truth, these boys acting hard. My son put my word in bars. Go spread the truth, reveal that I'm God. Remember, I'm here. I know this is hard. I'll take care of demons. Just go do your part.
Boss. Yes, sir.
Stronger
Yes,
is he
sir.
that is in me than me that is in the world.
Mm.
Yes, sir. Again, this was a very, very enlightening, powerful, eye-opening, whatever big other word I can find right now that's not coming to mind right now, podcast. This was really, really good, and I appreciate you both for giving us more gems and showing us some pathways where we can continuously learn how to be successful and showing that consistency. We are no better than Jesus. Jesus
Never
went through
will
this
be.
and never will be. He went through this entire life going through struggles. So why wouldn't we think we would be going through struggles? You know better. We just gotta learn how to get through those struggles. So again, if you like what you heard, smack that like, subscribe button. If you want to hear more from your Coach Life fam, again, everyone, stay safe out there. Crack that Bible open. Find something that speaks to you and start figuring out a way to change that character development. Even if it's just getting you to the starting line. At least you got to the starting line. That don't mean we done, but it got you to the starting line.
We're going.
Exactly.
Starting your Genesis.
Absolutely. You start where you need to start. So if you like what you heard, like I said, smack that like, subscribe button. Until the next time, fam. Stay positive, my friends.